Good morning, friends. So now we reach the end of our chapter, magnetic effects of electric current. So what have we learned so far? In the first lecture, we saw how electricity and magnetism are related. So that was an accidental discovery from which we came to know a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. Now the magnetic field depends upon the shape of the conductor. So whatever shape we can give to a conductor, it will generate such a type of magnetic field. So we saw the magnetic field of a straight wire, we saw the magnetic field in a circular loop, we saw the magnetic field in a solenoid. There is something called a toroid also, but that will be for the future classes. But there are toroids which are very helpful to produce magnetic fields and to give certain effects. After that we saw the invention of the electric motor. Yes, it was based on the principle that a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. So when a current carrying conductor is placed in the external magnetic field, it experiences a force. So there were two type of motors we did, AC motor and DC motor. In the previous lecture we saw what is AC current and DC current. DC current is one which flows in one direction and the potential difference always remains the same. An alternating current is where the polarities change. We saw if B1 to B2 is positive to negative, then after half cycle it changes the polarity. And that was the principle of the electric generator. Now since we know about electricity, direct current, alternating current, we are going to see how it is applicable in domestic use. Domestic use is what we use in our houses. So in some places we need DC current, in some places we need AC current, and AC current is very useful because it can be easily transmitted long distances. Now in future classes you will learn you can step up the voltage, step down the voltage. So if you look carefully, then after every distance you will see some transformers with the danger signal. Have you noticed? Wherever you see electric poles, after a certain distance you will find a big transformer. Have you noticed there is a symbol written danger? That transformer is a step up or a step down transformer. And how is a step up or a step down transformer made? It is made by what we learned yesterday, electromagnetic induction, primary coil and the secondary coil. All this you are going to learn in the future classes. But just to let you know, when electricity is transmitted through the wires, then because of the heat in the environment and because of the transmission heat generated, some energy is lost. So at a certain distance, the energy has to again be step up. So for that purpose, we use the transformer. But the electricity coming inside our house is only 220 volt. So before sending the electricity to our house, on the pole outside it again step down to 220 volt and that enters our house. Now there are many appliances in our house like the refrigerator, the washing machine, the AC, which is all working on alternating current. But the computers, the mobiles, the electronic circuits, the digital TVs, they all work on DC current, that is direct current. So there has to be a mechanism to convert the AC current, that is AC alternating current into direct current, and we have got adapters which are able to do that. So now we'll see a little use, not in much detail, but the domestic use we use in our house. So here is a domestic electric circuit. So we are going to see how we run our electric gadgets in our house and how we get the electric bill. From where do we get the electric bill? From the electric company. We have got the PGVCL, Paschim Gujarat. Yes, that is our electricity supply. So how do they charge us? What is the connection? Because electricity is very useful and it can also be dangerous, sometimes causing fires. So we have to be very precautious about its use. So how is the wiring done in our home? So we'll see now the domestic circuits or the domestic wiring in our houses. So first of all, we receive the supply of electric power through a main supply. So we can see, you can see this red wire and this black wire. It comes from the electric pole outside our house. Yes, this wire comes. So I told you it is stepped down to 220 volt. So the live wire has got 220 volt. Now after the wire, we have got a fuse. We learnt what is a fuse in the previous chapter, but here we are going to revise again what is a fuse. Okay? Then this wire goes into an electricity meter. This meter is reading how much electricity you are using. So what is electricity actually? It is a kind of energy. Okay? Now let us see what do we use the electric energy for. In the chapter of electricity we saw that electricity is the flow of electrons. Okay? And electrons cannot just flow. They need some energy to flow. That energy is provided by the electric potential. Electric potential. So 220 volt is actually the potential difference between these two wires. This neutral wire we said 0 potential and the live wire is 220 volt potential. Then after passing through the meter, the live wire goes into a house and there is the distribution box. So you can see the wire is taken to switchboard of one room, but electricity can only flow in a complete circuit, not in an open circuit, in a closed circuit. The circuit should be complete. So there is a neutral wire going back to the pole which completes the circuit. And in this device here, there is an electrical switch. The switch is always in the open state. Only when you press on the switch, the circuit is complete and electricity will start to flow. And when the energy is flowing, this meter will always read how much energy we are using. Now these are called the mains. The main supply is also called the mains, which are supported to the overhead electric poles or by underground cables. Right now we have the overhead poles. Now there are some color combinations you have to remember. Usually the live wire is put of red color. The live wire is for red color. So any electrician comes to your house, he knows the color. Red is usually the live wire or the positive higher potential. The black wire is the neutral wire. Neutral wire means the negative, the lower potential. And the difference between the two is 220 volt. Now you can see there is a third wire, the green wire, called the earth wire. Yes? And there is earthing to be done. You can see the bigger plug. If you have observed in your house, every plug has got 3 holes or sometimes 5 holes. 3 holes or 5 holes. And this is the biggest hole on the top. This is the socket for the earthing. One of these 2 holes is the live wire and one of them is for the neutral wire, but the top is for the earthing. So now we'll see why the earthing is important, but before that we'll see the electric circuits. Okay, the same thing. So the meter board in the house, like I told you. Now there are certain instruments in the house, electronic devices like washing machine, AC, refrigerator, which draw a lot of current. There are geysers, air coolers, there are the ACs and the heaters. This all draw a lot of current. So you cannot use a thin wire. You need a wire good enough to hold that current. So for that we use a 15 ampere sockets. 15 ampere are bigger sockets, but used for appliances which draw more current like geysers and air coolers. And for the normal ones like bulbs and fans, we have got a 5 ampere. So that you will know from the size of the socket. If you look at the socket of your AC or the washing machine, you will find it is a bigger socket. That is to draw 15 ampere current Yes, because it needs more power, more electric current. And the smaller devices like the bulbs, the fans and all, they draw 5 ampere. So even in a domestic circuit, we have got two circuits in the house, one of 5 ampere and one of 15 ampere. Okay? Then I said the earth wire is of the green color. So just describing this earth wire, the bigger socket. You have to notice this is the earth wire, the bigger socket. Now what is the earthing? A metal plate, usually copper. There is a metal plate or a metal coil, usually it is copper. Outside the house a hole is dug, the plate is put, sometimes salt is put or usually coal is put. Coal is put inside with a metal plate and a long wire. This wire, green wire, goes to the metal plate along with coal, and this is dug in the ground near the house. Okay? Now I tell you why we need the earthing. This earthing, there is a bigger wire which goes inside the house, and usually we keep it wet. Why we keep it wet? The earth is a big conductor. Okay, we give earthing because the earth is a very good conductor, but if it is wet, the conductivity increases. Now there are appliances in your house which have a metallic body. Have you seen which appliances in your house have a metallic body? Notice it, the CPU. The CPU has a metallic body. Then you might have a mixer at home. The mixer might have a metallic body or a metallic base. The electric iron, the electric press, the electric iron, the toaster, the table fan, the refrigerator, they all have got metallic bodies. Now this metallic bodies, what can happen when electricity is passing, some charge can escape. Some charge can escape and deposit on the metallic body. Deposit on the metallic body. So if you touch this metallic body, when you are not wearing any slippers or rubber shoes on your legs, then when you touch a metallic body, yes, while on the earth, you touch a metallic body, if the circuit is complete, then you will feel an electric shock passing through your body. Because the earth is a conductor, it will pass through your body. So all the charge accumulated on the metallic body has to be discharged. Now the question is where to discharge it. So exactly the earth wire or the earthing will discharge all the extra charge into the earth. So all these appliances having extra charge will deposit all the charge into the earth, and you will not get an electric shock. Because the earth wire provides a low resistance conducting path for the current. So a low resistance means what? The current chooses the path of low resistance. So this earthing wire will take all the extra charge and take it to the earth and protect us. So any leakage of current to the metallic body of the appliance gives potential to that of the earth, and the user will not get an electric shock. Okay. So what happens is whenever you connect any socket into the plug, first the earthing should be done. And you will notice that in the 3 pin, the longest pin is of the earthing wire. Means it will make the connection first. You can observe any plug of your TV, washing machine, and you will see the top plug, that is the earthing plug, is always the longest and the biggest. So this was the domestic circuit. Again we see the live wire and the neutral wire of 220 volt. There is a fuse to protect the circuits. There is a meter to read the energy which you are using for the electric bill, and we will talk about the fuse also. But you must have noticed the fuse is always on the live wire. It is never on the neutral wire. The fuse is always kept on the live wire. Now fuse, we are going to learn, is like this is the symbol of a fuse. The fuse is what? we have done in the previous classes, the fuse is a material made up of low melting point. So when the current becomes high suddenly, this wire will melt and the circuit will break. So the fuse can be kept on the live wire or the neutral wire because it is made to break the circuit. But why we never keep the fuse on the neutral wire? Why we always keep it on the live wire? Let us see. If you have kept the fuse on a neutral wire, the fuse is on the neutral wire. And because of high current, suppose the fuse melts and breaks down. So the circuit has stopped. But like we said, the earth is a good conductor. We are good conductors. So if we touch something by mistake, yes, if we touch a wire by mistake, then the circuit is complete. How? From the live wire, the electricity is going in the ground and the circuit is complete, still we will get a shock. That is why fuse is never put on the live wire, neutral wire, but always kept on the live wire. Now the domestic circuit in the house are of two types. One is the ring and the other is the tree. This is a ring circuit. You can see the line coming from outside, the neutral, the earthing and the live wire with the fuse, and a ring is made to complete the circuit. You can see the ring is made. The live wire completes this ring. Now from this ring, in whichever room you want, you can draw all your circuits from this. Wherever you want the current, you can draw from this central ring. So there is a central ring from which parallelly you are drawing all the appliances you want. So this is called which circuit? A ring circuit. You make a ring of the main wires and from there you draw whatever appliance you want. And the other one is the tree circuit. How is the tree circuit? You can see the wire is drawn with the fuse and all and it goes in a straight line, drawing wherever you need. So this is like a tree with the branches. Notice this is like a tree with the branches. So this is called a tree circuit. The circuit is complete but it is tree. It draws wherever it needs. This is not a ring system, this is a tree circuit. So domestic circuits are of two types, ring and tree. Usually we use the ring circuit now. The tree is no longer used. So what I was talking about the fuse, and we did this fuse in the previous chapter, electricity, but we will just revise it one again. We know Joule's heating, yes, fuse, Joule's law of heating. What is the heating law? Heat is equal to I square RT. I is the current, R is the resistance, T is the time the current is passing through. So this fuse has to protect the circuits by stopping the flow. When the fuse will burn, melt, the circuit will be open and the current will not flow. The fuse is placed in series with the device always, and it consists of a piece of a wire made up of metal or an alloy of appropriate melting point. Depending upon how much current we are drawing from the circuit, at an appropriate melting point, we make the fuse of maybe aluminium, copper, iron, lead, whatever we need, or an alloy, a mixture of all. Now, if a current larger than the specified value flows through the circuit, and because of the heating law, the temperature will increase, it will heat. Yes, the temperature of the fuse once increases. This will melt the fuse and break the circuit. The circuit is broken. Now you can see the pictures of the fuse. There are some fuse like this. These are for electrical appliances. This is for the main circuit. This is for motherboards and digital circuits. This fuse, they are enclosed in a cartridge of porcelain or similar metal with metal ends. Now the fuse rating can be 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 5 ampere, 10 ampere. So for an example, an electric iron which consumes 1 kilowatt electric power. When operated at 220 volt, a current, how do you find the current? Formula, Ohm's law, V equal to IR. So I is equal to V upon R. or I is equal to V upon R. Yes? So we get, or we have to see power. Power equal to V into I. So I equal to P upon V. The power here is 1 kilowatt, that is 1000 watt upon the voltage, that is 220. So 4.54 ampere current will be drawn from the circuit. So you will need a fuse of 5 ampere, because less than this will burn very easily. So 5 ampere fuse is used for the electric iron. You cannot use a 1 ampere or 2 ampere or 3 ampere, because it will burn and the iron will never work. So for the electric iron you have to use the 5 ampere fuse. So the fuse that you use will depend upon the instrument. Now, there is something which can happen is overloading. What is overloading? Overloading means when you are drawing too much current. When you are drawing too much current from the circuit, sometimes overloading is caused by connecting too many appliances to a single socket. You must have seen something called a 3-pin. Yes, some people put a 3-pin and from all the sides they are attached the appliances. So when a large current is drawn, there can be overloading which can lead to a short circuit. So what is a short circuit? When the live wire and neutral wire come into direct contact, there is a spark. How it can occur? When the wires are damaged, the insulation is damaged, or they come in contact. So in the situation when the live wire and neutral wire come in contact, the current suddenly increases. And this is called short circuiting. Short circuiting can lead to electrical fires. And remember never to use water in electrical fires, because water is a good conductor of electricity. So you have to take care of the overloading of short circuits. Yes, you can use mud or the fire extinguishers of CO2 and all. Now the fire safety thing has become very compulsory in schools. All the schools obey the fire safety manuals, and a lot of precaution has to be taken. So wherever there are electrical appliances, there can be accidents. So having a little knowledge, turning the switches off when not in use are the small things we can always do and take care to keep ourselves safe and make good use of electricity and to save electrical energy. So we are going to end the chapter here. We have learned about the AC motor, DC motor, the generator. Yes? Now one last thing I wanted to tell you after the circuit thing is, India is now trying, not only India, all over the world, we are trying to reduce the use of electricity, not reduce the use of electricity, but we are making use of electricity from the thermal power plant, which burns a lot of coal, or from a nuclear power plant, which we learned uses a lot of harmful radiations. So what are we switching to? We are now switching to solar energy, because India is a country in such a region where a lot of sunlight is available. So we are switching to solar energy. To promote the use of solar energy, government is giving subsidy on solar cells. Yes, the solar panels. So if the solar panel is costing around 1.5 lakh rupees, then the government is giving subsidy of around 50,000 rupees. Why? The government is giving subsidy to promote. Now we think, oh, 1 lakh is a very high amount. But you install this solar cells for once in a lifetime, then for 20, 30 years, without any maintenance, you will not have to pay an electric bill. Those people having solar panels on their houses will see that all the electricity cost has become zero, because solar panels provide enough electricity for the house. Sometimes if you generate electricity more than that you use, then the government will pay you for the electricity you are generating. So the government is uh, advising everyone or influencing, emphasizing the use of solar energy because it is pollution free. Yes, so this is all about electricity which we have done. I hope you have understood this chapter quite well. Look carefully about the electric motor, the electric generator, and if possible, try to find out a little bit of the life of Michael Faraday. the interesting scientist who made electromagnetic induction and gave rise to the electric motor. So I'm going to end the lecture here. Kindly revise this chapter thoroughly. Okay, there may be many topics which are not from the board point of view, but it is very good for knowledge sake just to go through it. I'll end here. Thank you.